Hey guys, what's up? This is Matthew Davis Media once again, and I finally get a chance to do another top 10 because I haven't done one in quite some time. My last top 10 videos were for my favorite and least favorite movies of 2017, and it's been a while since, I don't really have to repeat myself, so let's just forget about that. The point is, I am back for another top 10. I've been wanting to do this kind of top 10 for a long time. Because for the past 2.5 years, I've become hooked on the Legend of Zelda series. You know, it is, and I've thought about it for a long time, and you know what? It is my favorite video game franchise of all time. I played so many games in the series. I haven't played all of them because some of them are quite expensive, and if I were to play them, I would just have to play them on the Wii U or 3DS Virtual Console. But then again, the Wii U gonna is basically dead, and pretty much Virtual Console for that system is gonna be dead. Hopefully not for a while though. But anyways, I'm counting down my picks for the top 10 Legend of Zelda games of all time. Now, I'm not going to be able to show any footage because of copyright. So, if you want to see any footage and you're just going to be, but don't worry. Hopefully, I won't get copyright by pictures. So, I mean, I didn't on my thumbnails. So hopefully it won't happen here on this channel. So unfortunately, no music, no clips, and it's a shame. But anyways, let's get to it. Now, before I begin, I want to give out some honorable mentions. These are games that I have not played, so you're not going to be able to see them on here. And the titles are Link's Awakening, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, The Minish Cap, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. I've heard some really good things about those games, but I haven't played them, so I don't know if they would make this list, but apparently... but anyways, let's get to the games that I have played. Let's begin. Number 10. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Now, this is definitely not everybody's cup of tea. In fact, this is definitely far from a perfect game. But the reason why it's on here is because so far I've played only 10 Legend of Zelda games, and I enjoy all of them. But Zelda 2 is the one that I enjoy the least, it's a side scroller, okay? Where in the original game, it's well, everybody knows what the Legend of Zelda is. Everybody knows what the first game is. So if you played this game or at least heard of it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But also, it's super hard. It's insanely difficult. Rarely anybody has been able to beat the game. And that's basically it. However, the controls are pretty tight and precise, but you got enemies coming out like all the time, so it's rare for you to ever get past a level without getting killed once or at least hit. And it sort of plays like an RPG because I think you can level up your character. I don't know, I haven't gotten that far into the game. But I'm pretty sure if I played any of the games that were in my honorable mentions, they would definitely top this. Because, like I said before, even though it's not a perfect game, I did have fun with it. But it's a game that I'm probably never going to be able to beat. I will say, this is the only game where Link and Zelda kiss, after the battle between, Dark Link, when you save Zelda, the curtain comes down and the curtain hides Link and Zelda's faces, and it looks like they're kissing. So yeah, I can at least say so far this is the only game that has that. I wish we could see that in other games, but all in all, Zelda 2 is not a perfect game, but I think it's at least a good game. Number 9. The Legend of Zelda, the one that started it all. The one game that started this amazing franchise. And this set the standard for open world action games. Well, semi-open world at least. But all in all, this game hasn't aged perfectly, but I could say it is insanely fun. And with its puzzles and action and basically not knowing the main character's name. Or actually, you do, except you just call him Zelda without knowing that there's a princess. And basically, this spawned some memes, with the "It's dangerous to go alone, take this." It's dangerous to go alone, take this, and stuff like that. I don't have the cartridge of the game. I have played the Virtual Console, and all in all, I'm close to beating it. I'm pretty close, but that last level is just super hard. I need a lot of bombs if I'm going to finish the level. But all in all, it's still an amazing title. It has one of the best soundtracks on the NES, the NES, or whatever you want to call it. And the controls are absolutely precise. And basically, like switching out your weapons, like of course, you got your sword, you got wands that can take down certain enemies, and a lot more. This game is actually a lot difficult than I thought it would be. So I have a feeling that, here's the thing. When I played the game, like, I did not know that I would, like, how many enemies would just be coming my way, and just taking me down, like, all of them just, they're definitely not easy, especially with the bosses, but all in all, once you get it right, then you basically get better at the game. But all in all, the original game is definitely a classic and one of the best games of the 80s. Number 8, Twilight Princess. Now, you're probably surprised that I only put this as my number 8 spot and not any higher. I think this is an amazing game, but there is a couple of issues I have. I think the character of Wolf Link, when you turn into a wolf, is absolutely amazing. And although, here's the thing, you can't really do much as a wolf except collect these, like, orbs for certain areas that you need to do throughout the game. And, oh yeah, you can't really use Wolflink for any of the bosses, which was kind of a disappointment. But you do get to take down these, like, dark enemies, but you have to take them out, like, one by one, all at the same time, or otherwise you're gonna keep hearing this music that goes. It's just irritating. However, what I will say about this is it has the best side character in any Zelda game, Midna, because she's not irritating like Navi or Fi, but I could say she's the best companion in any of the Zelda games. So all in all, while I don't think it's perfect, like the visuals, even on the Wii U, are definitely dated. I prefer Wind Waker over this. And this does play out a lot of similarities to Ocarina of Time. It's basically also for a T-rated game. It's really not that dark. Actually, it's a lot less dark than I thought it would be. The only way it could be dark is basically for its visual design, but not anything else. Like, nothing really creeped me out. But all in all, despite its negatives, it's still a fantastic game in the series. Number 7, Skyward Sword. Now, this is a game that does get a lot of hate, mainly due to it having some pretty weak motion controls. At least to some people. I honestly don't mind the motion controls. Yeah, they can be a bit frustrating sometimes, but all in all, I was still able to manage through it. Like, I was able to beat the game. Now, I will say this. I thought it was really irritating to fight this one boss that you had to fight 3 times, and you had to do it on a time limit, which really got on my nerves. He's probably my least favorite boss throughout the entire series. Also, Fee is pretty irritating, but that doesn't mean I hate her. I think her design is absolutely gorgeous. She's mixed with blue and purple, and she is a big part in the game, and I can respect her for that. And there is a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of side quests. There's a lot of dungeons. Other than that one boss, this game has some pretty awesome boss fights, including this one boss called Coloctos, where you use this whip to take off his limbs and then use them against him, which was pretty cool. It also has the best relationship between Link and Zelda, which I thought was absolutely heartwarming in my opinion. because you want Link to save Zelda in this game, which I found, like I said, it's pretty heartwarming in my opinion. And it is absolutely gorgeous. This is one of my favorite games for the Wii. I might like it more than Smash Brothers Brawl. Please don't hate me, but yeah, I know. A lot of people like Twilight Princess more. Um, I think I might slightly like this more than Twilight Princess. I don't know if it's because I played it before Twilight Princess, but all in all, I think this is a great game. Number 6, Majora's Mask. Yeah, that was kind of awkward, but there are definitely a lot of people that love this game more than me. I love this game, but I haven't gotten. I'm basically like at the halfway point of the game, so I don't really have that much to say about it. All I can say is that the concept works very well in here. You basically are living in a 3-day life cycle before the entire the moon crashes into the earth and everybody dies. But every character, almost every character, has a story to the game, to their character basically, which makes for some really fun side quests. And unlike Twilight Princess, I think this is probably the creepiest and most, I wouldn't say scary, but the weirdest Zelda game in my opinion. This is really dark, and all in all, the reason why I haven't finished it is because I get a little anxious if I'm doing something wrong, because you go through a 3-day life cycle, and you basically have a time limit, and if you don't finish it in time, like I said, the entire world gets destroyed. But it's honestly such a fantastic title. I own both the Nintendo 64 and the 3DS version. This is the version that I've been playing, and I really hope to beat it soon. So all in all, it's still an amazing game in the series. Number 5, A Link Between Worlds. Now, this is both a successor, a spin-off, and a sequel to the legendary A Link to the Past. This is a love letter to basically everybody who grew up with that game. Although it's definitely more different. Mainly the main thing that's different is you have the ability to merge into walls. You basically turn into a painting, which is a really unique feature in the game. And for the 3DS, it looks absolutely outstanding. Even if you turn to a painting, it still is really cool how you're basically in this 2D world, and then it goes into a 3D perspective. Basically, when you go into the wall as a painting. I know it doesn't really make sense, but it's a game that you really do have to play if you own a 3DS. And if you haven't, then you're basically I'm kind of disappointed in you, because this is one of the best games to play on the 3DS. There was a game that came out two years later called Triforce Heroes, which I heard was supposed to be decent, but not as amazing as this masterpiece right here. It's by far my favorite game on the Nintendo 3DS, and I know I haven't played many other handheld Zelda games because of my honorable mentions, but this might still be my favorite handheld Zelda game, even if I do play those games. Number 4, A Link to the Past. One of the best SNES games ever. A lot of people say that this is the best in the series, but all in all, I think there are just three more games that I enjoy a lot more. Now, don't get me wrong, I think there are no issues with this game at all. I think it's the best 2D Zelda game, and I think it's basically the best Zelda game with I don't really know what to say here, but I think it's a phenomenal game. Like, you basically have time travel elements. Like I mentioned in the last entry, you travel through a different world, and I think it's absolutely outstanding. The graphics, I think, have aged very, very well. And if you haven't played this game on the SNES, you could just play A Link Between Worlds, since that's basically similar to this game, or you can get it on the Virtual Console. Either way, I think you should play the original version, because basically even though A Link Between Worlds and A Link to the Past are a little bit of the same. Not really, because like I said, they both have different aspects. But all in all, this truly what made the Zelda series a household name. It has some of the most iconic music that has been playing throughout the years in the series and other games, like Zelda's Lullaby and basically the open world theme and Kakariko Village theme, and just it just has so much amazing music and such amazing gameplay that it's worth replaying till the very end of time, and that's saying a lot right there. Number 3, The Wind Waker. I absolutely adore this game. I adore it so much that I have the GameCube and the Wii U version. I played the Wii U version the most. In fact, this is one of the Zelda games that I played the most. I think I might have played this a bit more than Ocarina of Time, but not as much as Breath of the Wild. Oh man, I kind of spoiled my top two picks. But anyways, let me just say I love this box art. I have the poster of this box art right over there, and basically before this game was released, it got a lot of hate from fans. People thought, "Oh, this game looks too kiddie. I mean, what's with the graphics?" But it turns out that it was a lot of fun, and there are some pretty dark elements, like basically those things. I don't know what they're called, but they go like, "Rawr!" And they hug you and basically just suck the life right out of you. It's pretty creepy if you ask me. This has one of my favorite soundtracks in the Zelda series. From the opening music alone to Dragon Roost Island, through the Legend of Zelda theme that plays when you go throughout the seas. I think it's absolutely amazing. The GameCube version, it did have some issues, but they were changed a lot in the Wii U version. I love the game even more. I mean, I loved it on the GameCube version, but now on the Wii U version, I think it's better than ever. You know, the graphics may make you go colorblind, but you know what? It's so good, it doesn't even matter. And Toon Link, in my opinion, is my favorite version of Link. I have a Toon Link plush right there. I also have another one from Phantom Hourglass with right next to Toon Zelda over there. I'm too lazy to get up and get him, but all in all, The Wind Waker is truly a favorite of mine. It's my favorite Zelda game of the 2000s, and truly, this is a game that I could play multiple times. Now, with all that being said, it's pretty hard to pick the top two here because you already know what they are. So I thought for a while, and I finally put the top two games in the right order. So here they are. Number 2, Breath of the Wild is my number 2 favorite Zelda game. I mean, what is there to say? Nobody will stop talking about it. I won't even stop talking about it. I'll probably never stop talking about how amazing this game is. This game is so great that I've beaten it twice, and that's pretty hard to do. I'm even playing it a third time and trying to 100% everything. Like, I'm trying to get all the Korok seeds. I already beat all the 120 shrines in my second playthrough, and since I did that, I'm obviously gonna do it again with my third playthrough. But what is there to say? It's outstanding. Like, there has never been a Zelda game with this much content. Even though it only has 4 dungeons, there's still basically 124 if you count the shrines, even though they're pretty short. But all in all, Breath of the Wild just, it's so amazing. Like, even if it does have some flaws, that doesn't stop my overall score and opinion on this game. I mean, obviously the flaws, this is kind of weird to say, kind of make this game a little bit better. I know, because, it's just an outstanding achievement that I'm so glad it didn't disappoint. Like, it never crashed, it never glitched, the pace never slows down. I think it has some of the best, like, definitely the most cinematic Zelda game. And after all the achievements, like, after everything you achieved, it rewards you with a fantastic ending. The first time I played it, I basically didn't get the best ending, but after I beat like almost everything, I got the absolute best ending. And obviously, honestly, Breath of the Wild is simply a masterpiece, and it's definitely one of the best games, like, ever of the decade, in my opinion. You know already, so let's just show it. Number 1. Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I know. Oh my god, this guy is so unoriginal. Guys, I'm just telling the truth. This is my favorite Zelda game of all time. This is the first Zelda game, and I was just that I've played, not the first Zelda game ever, obviously. This is the first Zelda game I've ever played, and I was simply blown away of how amazing the 3D looked on the N64 and on the 3DS, obviously. And it's just this is basically what made the Zelda series truly cinematic and amazing. This has the best bosses, the best music, the best, basically the best everything in my opinion. I know, but the water temple, that's the worst level ever. Well, hey, it's a bit better on the 3DS remaster, okay? Because, okay, it's still a little bit challenging, but it'll tell you where to go. But honestly, I'll never shut up about how great this game is. Some people call it overrated, and they don't really know how it was so beloved back then. But honestly, they're lost because I love this game. And yeah, this is the gold cartridge, which is pretty hard to find now. But hey, if you don't have an N64, there's still a chance to get it on the 3DS or Virtual Console. Because simply, this is even better on the 3DS remaster. Well, yeah, Navi is a bit annoying, and there was this one character in the beginning that got on my nerves because he wouldn't let me go see the Great Deku Tree, but all in all, this has just everything I loved. You go from young Link, and then later you go into Toon Link, and, the challenge and everything about it, it just blew my mind. It's one of my all-time favorite games. It's my favorite N64 game, and it's my favorite Zelda game of all time, even with Breath of the Wild out. Nothing might There's just nothing that can top this game for me. And that's why it'll always be my favorite. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 favorite Zelda games. I'm so glad I finally got to make this list, because I know it's been 20 minutes, but, I just won't stop talking about the Legend of Zelda series, because it is my favorite Nintendo series ever. And I really do want to play the other games in the series as soon as possible. Then maybe this list might be updated, but it did take me like an hour to edit this entire thing. But I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I cannot wait to talk about the other stuff that's happening this week. It will be soon, though. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Word out.